to the YouTube, although that might be a little bit more short-lived than this one. But yeah. Hello, Baron. What's up? What's up? But if you want the close-up angle, YouTube links in the bio. I'm in a work day today. You know what? I should probably record. Can we discuss the sound dimension today? Sure. Sure. Maybe I should even get into some discussions now, since I'm only going to be live for about another hour, 20 minutes, or 2 hours and 20 minutes. Let me crack open some other. I guess I can. I thought I missed a bunch of episodes. Infinite energy. What are your thoughts on tapping into sound dimension quantum field in order to capture infinite energy? It's interesting. I was just watching something today where they can use sound to control lightning. It's the dimensional hoverboard to tritium entrance according to dividing infinite energy. Interesting typing. So I'm like, okay, you can use sound to control lightning. I didn't look at any of like the energy or how much energy in the end. The only thing is the example they were using, they were controlling a tiny little arc of electricity with a bunch of little speakers, and I was like, wow, those speakers probably are using 40 times the electricity that they're able to manipulate. But I do think maybe something with shockwaves. Shockwaves could be a type of way to boost fusion. Let's ask GPT. Could shockwaves be ChatGPT is my main intern. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. ChatGPT says shockwaves can and have been used as methods to boost nuclear fusion, especially in inertial confinement fusion. Whoa, Baron. I mean, you're onto something here. Shockwave fusion in a nutshell. In inertial confinement fusion, a small pellet of fusion fuel, deuterium and tritium, is rapidly compressed by powerful layers of particle beams. Interesting. The outer layer of the pellet explodes outward, and by Newton's third law, the inner core gets splashed inward. This implosion generates, shock waves that travel, inward toward the center of the pellet. When these shock waves converge just right, they supercompress the core, heat it to fusion temperatures, and trigger a tiny. Yeah, I could definitely see shock waves being used. I could definitely see shockwaves being used to stimulate some. I mean, they said it's already been done, but maybe some type of. It's interesting. 31st dimension. Dang. That sounds crazy. Yeah, you're just one scientist, but your intuition is right. I find mostly our intuition's pretty good, especially if you've read enough books. Even the stuff that you just casually make up will make sense. Just because people think their brains are far more casual than they think. It's like you've been taking classes and studying, well, usually your entire life. Sometimes people stop when they're 18 to their own detriment. Because you should really never stop learning. If you stop learning after you get out of high school, all you have to know for sure is that everyone else is continuing to learn. So you might not notice it, but after 6 years, everybody is almost in a whole nother class of intelligence than you are. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Baron. So that's why for anyone who's thinking about not taking some stuff, take some, most people study in some kind of way, whether it's podcasts, but if you're always watching the lowest common denominator media, just realize that other people they're going to push past you. And not just a little bit. But it's cool that you at least know how to speak. Wouldn't it be crazy if someone was just so literally that they couldn't speak? YouTubers can't even see that. Oh, wonderful. Intro to Cam Hatton. Cam. Well, thank you so much for dropping in. Thank you for your wisdom. Average power struggle. Just playing around. Oh, yeah. You've described my activities correctly. You have not lied, my friend. But if you want to think about it this way, actually, never mind. I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to do all that. One of these days I'm going to go for. Not today. Literally right now I'm just playing around, not even recording. I'm live, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just live. Just hanging out on live. In the lab. In space. Floating. Like an astronaut. It's like just a free hover stream. Enjoy the hover stream. Having fun in the hover stream. Just hover heads and we feeling clean. I'll be right back. I'll turn the camera around so we can do some chatting. Targ7. Man, I do love having a bunch of bros in here, but I like to keep it cool, I like to keep it chill. Let's all be kind. Because we are on the internet, we gotta keep it safe. I will tell you this, you guys. What's up? I actually think going live on a focused topic, right, is the 11th dimension. Oh yeah, Back to the Future has some pretty good hints in it. I mean, the problem with their hoverboard, obviously, is that they didn't explain. Did they explain how it worked? I don't think they explained anything. So, I have no idea what they were doing in Back to the Future. But anyway, lives themselves, that's why the hoverheads. Okay, they didn't. But the flux capacitor thing is pretty cool. And then the 88 miles an hour that the car has to go. I feel like there might be a hint there. But lives being the 11th dimension. Hoverhead specifically, I think, is an 11th dimensional invention. Why? It's kind of like the cores of the 7th dimension. But if you rest the 7th dimension, what is a rested core? It's a nexus. So that is, so everyone has a certain amount of hover knowledge in their head. Just because of things, like you said, like Back to the Future, right? Different things. Now, by accessing that specific, most people live inside of the part of the brain that they use for their lives, right? So, but you know, you might have a few different places that you go to naturally in your brain, and then you have some that are completely foreign to you, right? Someone asks you to sing, but anyway, as far as the hover knowledge, the hoverheads is set up directly to, you know, share knowledge. So it becomes a nexus of the hoverboard, if that makes sense. You're not lying. I wish I knew how to do that. CG blessed. Literally, if I could do that. Oh, that reminds me. I'm glad you brought that up. One thing I did want to do is integrate the time machine technology into the hoverboard itself. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, Jordan, but the interesting thing to me, nah, never mind. I've been trying to. Oh, thanks, CG Bless. Yeah, the time machine technology. Time to incorporate it. Thoughts on aliens? I think they exist. I think we have a problem with really considering what different types of aliens might be there. Obviously, there should be some kind of cells on other planets. I don't know, just like basic cellular bacteria, different things like that, which should be mostly the same as our bacteria, just maybe in a different, you know, whatever's going on. But then as far as intelligence, I think there would just be so many different types of intelligence that we're so emotional. I don't know if we could really even imagine it. Because we just try to think of like other people like us. Like, what if Dave I don't even think we can really understand how people thought like 1,000 years ago. We think we can because we have like some of their data, and it kind of helps a little bit, but I don't think we can truly just really get in their head. Adding a time machine to the hoverboard itself. Might gain some sort of specific advantage. That seems like a good place to put a time machine. Or should it be underneath? No. I think up here makes a lot of sense. Let me just cut that down a little bit. Alright, now I just need some sort of application medium. What do I do when I'm not doing research? A lot of different things. But I just have some different companies that I run. Mostly I do marketing, different graphic design, video editing, web design, painting, music, poetry. But as far as for clients, most of what clients really need, no matter what, is administrative help. So if they have systems that they're running and they need help, really, on an administrative level, which is consulting. Hello, Lucas. What is it? What did I do with that? Jeez. Here it is. Okay. Alright. Going to fuse. Oh, come on. That's interesting. I've never adhered a time machine to anything. Joe Biden? Who's Joe Biden? I wish I had a glue, actually. Oh, I did have a glue. But I have to look through too much stuff. They have no form of scripture, or any idea what to do. All they know is that their beloved founder is apparently a real escort, and in middle school. The fake has also gained popularity, spreading on the internet as a meme relief. If Mark ever decides to appear and make his identity known, his orders will get even bigger. I don't know how I feel about using. Because, well, it just seems like it'd be fun. Let's see how this goes. No, that's not the vibe. That is not the vibe. Let's just go with a temporary adhesive for now. Timmy. You only get one warning on this channel. Keep it copacetic. I understand the desire to be controversial. But you know what's cool about that? That's why I do the hoverboard. Because it's controversial, but at the same time, I'm really not causing anyone any problems. People act like I'm causing them problems, but like, I didn't even pay your phone bill. I know, but you know, certain things are sensitive. You know, people lost their lives and things like that. So we should try to. For us, certain things may seem trivial that not always trivial. Not always. Yeah, well, I mean, this isn't a little central intelligence agency, so we don't have to worry about that here. Unless we really care, in which case we can publish a report. And I do have a news website, so if anyone wants to send me any articles, I will publish you. You can check out ideaparties.us and ncgn.info, which is my, and actually I have 3 news sites. The pamphlet.project4.tv. I'll be right back.
Are you serious? You mean Takane? Shigeo! How are you able to change so much right under my nose without me noticing? If next year doesn't work, you don't have to be this year. I'll just have to train as hard as I can and play somewhere in the top 10. No way! I never imagined I hear you say that.
Thanks for whoever's watching on YouTube as well. We are streaming over there, you guys. You get a more up-close look on YouTube.
My older brother is on the high school track team and he's really good. Should I ask him for some tips?
Ideaparties.us and is the main one. But if you send me an email, I'll send you the links to all of that. Oh wow. The slime is warping the time machine already. Now extended the time machine technology. I'm not getting any adherence though from this. Adherence. It's not adhering. Someone made fun of me last time I said adherence. So, even though I'm sure it's technically correct, I'm not even gonna Google it. Not even.
Those shoes are brand new. You're just gonna give them to Mom? Thanks. Why, Uncle
I don't feel like getting into my other studios. Well, there may be no other solution. I guess I'm only on here for time machine. Could you expand on this theory? Yes, of course. I noticed that you are labeling life-dimensional particle collider a time machine. Yes. It's, well, actually, let me get into it, because that's going to be a little interesting. Amy Eskridge. It sounds familiar, but I can't place it. Let me get into that in a second here. I know what I can use. Oh, actually, I know what I'll use. Can't believe I can't find that glue. Dang, shout out to you on YouTube for what happened to the label. This is why I didn't want to get into this stuff. I'm a fool. But if you have to make a time machine 2 times, then that's how you know it's a real time machine. Oh, never mind, it's right here. but I am gonna make another one just for good measure. Okay, let's get into the time machine technology. So the actual hashtag time machine is, wow, the address of this specific hashtag time machine. So there's actually in history only ever been two other addresses for in my time machine system. There's the two that I made for friends, and one that I made for a friend. Well, two that I made for friends. One of them, well, anyway, so they had different addresses on them. They weren't called hashtag time machines, even though they are hashtag time machine. That's the product. But they weren't. They didn't have the hashtag time machine on them. But this one does, because this is the original, and so and it's just the line of it. So the addresses are basically programmatic destinations. Why? Because what is time travel? Time is the presentation, as far as we're considered as human beings, normally. Time is the presentation of three-dimensional reality. Right? Now, depending on how much energy you have, you can rearrange three dimensions along a very wide spectrum. And all of that is time travel. So we time travel all the time. When you put your hamburger in the microwave, you're time traveling the hamburger in a certain type of way. One, we're just time traveling by moving through time. It's just about how do you focus the time travel, and what are you focusing? Now, when we're talking about time traveling as human beings, what we usually mean is arriving at the presentation of certain objects. Oh wow, see, the second one's even better. That's hashtag HVR, the first new address to the time machine in a while. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Hashtag HVR. How does 0 point energy factor in? I don't know. It's funny, I've been meaning to look up 0 point energy. Okay, the lowest possible energy that a quantum mechanical system can have. Very interesting. Even at absolute zero temperature or classic systems. So, 0 point energy. That's very fascinating. How is that related to anything that I'm doing? Wouldn't really know. The lowest amount of energy that a quantum system can have. It's like the quantum version of absolute zero, where nothing's moving. When nothing is moving, in as far as one dimension is concerned, for instance, let's say you stop moving completely in the third dimension. The way that works, and this is just what I remember from a podcast that I heard recently in relativity, is you're actually moving at the fastest speed through time, because all of three dimensions are moving at the fastest speed in time, except those things that are themselves also moving. Right? So the faster you move in three dimensions, the less time you experience. That's why photons are said to experience no time, because they're moving at the speed limit, which is the speed of light. So they're not moving through time at all. But if something's not moving, so at absolute zero, things are moving their fastest speed through time. which is kind of weird to me. But in some type of way, I actually think it means that things are moving not through time at all, and are now outside of time in a certain type of way. But same thing would be for quantum mechanics, just in the sixth dimension, so it would include fluctuations, quantum fluctuations. So maybe you're moving faster through, I don't know. It's interesting. I'd have to read more about it. Definitely will. Anyway, so now I've incorporated the time machine into the hoverboard. I kind of like it. I'm not upset with it. Okay, a little bit more on the time machine technology. So a lot of it is to put yourself in a situation where, what if you were able to travel in time? What would happen? Let's say if you were a scientist. One of the best uses of a time machine would be, I'm just going to say it the way I think about it, which is basically to crack it open and allow it to shorten the distances between objects that you like. And so that's what these time machines do. In a very small amount of area, I'm able to get a functional laboratory. I'm able to get a functional space station. Why? Because I'm deploying sort of macro abilities of a time machine by sort of sending myself letters through time. The time machine is the address. I don't think I'm using any buzzwords, Patrick. What's a buzzword? But anyway, words are just words. You know, people used to say that my entire life. Maybe it's just a habit I have. But I think it's also just because I read more books. So, you know, I have a comfortable relationship with vocabulary, which is why I write poetry and stuff like that. But anyway, the way I just explained it is the best. The time machine becomes the address. And so I'm sending from both the past and future. I'm sending things. And what is the past and the future, right? These are direct linear progressions of objects, right? So the past and future of a rock, right? You can go back into where the past of a rock, it was sand. You can't talk about the story where it was and all that stuff. No, that's not related to its time. The time of the rock, because rocks don't have brains and they don't have memories, the time of the rock is only talking about its atoms and where its atoms are, right? So if before it was a rock, it was molten lava, whatever it was doing atomically throughout its timeline of that atom, you can trace that atom through time. And then when you start talking about humans, though, time can be a few different things, you know, because what progresses through time on a human scale? Ideas progress through time, concepts. So that becomes still, though, a story of data. And so you can't retrieve data that you don't have access to as well. But you can retrieve data that you do have access to. So when I'm saying that I'm sending myself things from different times, it's just that time machines kind of help you to arrange your space or arrange your time where you are interacting with things that you meant to interact with a little bit more. It's being a little bit more intentional about that. How is that going to apply to the hover? Well, now that I've made a new address, well, you'll be able to hopefully arrive at, send things through different moments in time to the hover. It should preserve. It's kind of like the best example of what I think modern time machines are is the modern day production process, products themselves. Why is it that Coca-Cola has both advanced and stayed vintage? right? Because it's giving you the best of all the possibilities of its timeline and presenting those things to you. And so that's kind of the point. It's like, why do logos? Why does a logo? What is the technology of a logo? That technology is a time machine. Now I'm expanding it to different dimensions and building an elaborate direct system around it, the same way a company does when it launches a product. How does that company continue to deliver products into your hands that are related to the original product? It's because they invented a time machine. The time machine knows where to reach you next because it's built in. It's a little complicated. You have to change how we think about things because we just think in a very third dimensional way. So, but I'm progressing on the research of it myself. So, yeah, very interesting. Here's the original Two to Make It True. I'm also live on YouTube. For anyone who wants to jump on YouTube, link in the bio, or just search KINYO on YouTube. You catch me over there. You get a more close-up view on the YouTube. I have one idea for a test. I'll be right back.
She's always extra careful when she uses the stove. When I was younger, she yelled at me for messing around with fireworks. Not to mention, Ritsu was here. My brilliant younger brother who always keeps a cool head. It's alright. It'll be alright. It's too bad our home is burning down. As long as we're together, we can start over. So no one's here? Good. They must have gotten away then. Shigeo! There were signs of a struggle at the front door. It looks like somebody forced their way inside! Then this was done on purpose? Wait, if somebody broke in, then that same person could have kidnapped them and taken them away. Oh no, I have to hurry and look for clues. Close your eyes, Shigeo! Look away! Look away! Shigeo, relax! Just try to stay calm! Look into my eyes, will you? Listen carefully. I can tell these aren't real bodies, okay? They're only dummies! Some Esper probably put them here to try and fool you! Come on, Dimple. You expect me to believe that? Think about everything that you've seen. It's totally possible. Ah, they're still out there!
Ooh. Sorry about that, guys. Again, I'm live on YouTube too. If you want to jump over there, link in the bio.
Learn a new power? Let's get those guys! You stop it.
This is actually a momentous day because look at that. Look at that. I've invented a new time machine. I actually have to add this to my documents because I have a sheet that explains all the time machines. I don't even know what to call this one. Well, and this isn't even the real one because this is a scaled down model of it, so I'm gonna have to invent. I don't know. Very interesting. That pays to stay. Just pays to stay consistent. I mean, the viewing of it is half the pleasure, is it not, John Jay? So it's almost already commercially available as a streaming TikTok media product. But I do hope to have some new mods in the store in the next couple months. I have to, actually. I don't care what it is. Might end up just being a sticker if I completely fail. But I'll have something new in the store in 2 months. For sure. But a full hoverboard, I think I was saying a couple years. I just don't like lying. You know? I'm not trying to Elon Musk this whole thing and just keep saying I'm gonna do stuff. I want to say 2 years. I've been saying 2 years, and I think 2 years makes sense. Oh my gosh. Oh, wild over here. Let's go back because I missed some stuff. What next to do, if anything? My more favorite one. It's so see-through. I don't know if slime can help me now. I think I'm beyond the slime zone. Kageyama?
All that training is finally paying off. I thought his exercise routine was a waste of time. But this goes way beyond getting in shape. All these improvements are making him more confident. Just look at that face. He's glowing.
It's already working. The time machine address. Attracting potentialities.
Just so much to celebrate. Hey, President, there was blood with me last week. What? How did we miss it? Why don't we throw a big group birthday party? We could hit up a family restaurant and have some fun.
Thanks for the follow, Carlos. I think I'll mess the sticker up a little bit. Throw some props to Flip right there. Interesting. This is where I usually go wrong with the hoverboard. I get too serious. Fortunately, I'm live on 2 platforms, so it'll make it worth it. Interesting. Pushing off the ground. Oh. You've got me a look at your base digital probably. Patent push up both functions. How will the onboard product? Yeah. I mean, it'll be a membership available for sure. I don't think you'll need it though, but I think skateboards should have memberships. The only problem is there's not anyone out there who can really think about who really gets it. But that's what like pros have. They basically have memberships, it's just that they're free. But it just makes no sense to me to get your boards regularly. You're gonna need another board. You're gonna need other wheels, but definitely the hoverboard will have memberships available. Chip-based. No, I think it'll be like a manual registration where you put in the address and you'll have to update the address because I don't like tracking. I don't like tracking humans. I think once you start doing that, you're getting into a whole nother business, whether or not you realize it. Which some people don't mind that. That's why they're doing it, but it's not for me. And there's so many good apps that have tracking built into it. But anyway, I don't need to get into it. They don't need that from me. Hashtag HVR. I wonder if that's taken. Self-funding, all definitely no government funding. Even though I think even government funding counts as self-funding. Or what would self-funding be? I guess it's not self-funded, it's the research and development sector of my business. Do you have can liquids take place in these experiments or just solids and shells? Huh. I kind of think of gels as liquids, but I think gels are liquids. But anyway, back to the.
Blame but yourself. Oh man, I think I sweat off whatever was running.
Maybe they're not. That's a good question though. I haven't proceeded to a water test. I mean, I haven't had a water test in some time. Thank you guys for the 2 people watching over on YouTube.
So surprised
No, no, no. That was Drew. Yours was a good point.
Why would it matter?
Really good point.
Just need to stay focused. Continue taking on the types of jobs I can do on my own.
Perhaps I could do another water test.
Yes, I can steal with actions.
Man, it could have. Might have to save that for tomorrow.
I want to hear about his teenage dilemmas.
What time is it? 3:31.
I should use it to study, learn more about the world. Maybe become pretty optimistic about this. Sorry, Bob, this probably wasn't what you were expecting, but I'm not upset on this at all. I'm sure you must be feeling pretty lonely right about now.
Interesting. Extremely weakly magnetic. Oh, my YouTube bros are gone. It's a fascinating concept.
No way! Those things genuinely unemployed. Bob actually has friends. Why in the hell are you hiding, dumbass? What? I'm not hiding at all. There's no need to worry about Bob. He's having fun. Well, that's great news. But he never even crossed my mind. It's really good to hear that. Kato doesn't seem to be concerned about you or what you're doing in the slightest. It's been kind of peaceful.
Very cool.
And you're okay with this different? What do you mean? Not the opportunity to use his powers. Really meaning you're in school's head forever. Never being born when you are. That would be kind of peaceful. I always thought you wanted to use Mom's powers myself. Sucks to be you. He's decided to lead such a life is of no use to anyone. Oh, but no vanity. Oh, just following around a regular old snot-nosed middle schooler. We'll be taking my career on up to the next level.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I started going live earlier, because I'm just like, once 5 o'clock hits, gotta get back into the regular life. At least I can do this while I'm, for the days where I was gonna sit down anyway. And to get to connect with the freaking Nexus, the hoverheads. Connect. You think about that? Connect Nexus. Connect Nexus. I'm telling you. Connection. The 11th dimension. That's why I think people have a lot, maybe a superstition around like 11:11 and stuff like that. I think it's just, we're weakly aware of higher and higher dimensions, right? So it's like, even though they make up a lot of our lives. 4th dimension, time, even that, most people can't respect time. But then gravity is entirely taken for granted. Until it's not. Until someone comes out with a new technology that harnesses. What you don't realize is most of the people who are coming out with technologies, they've already harnessed what I'm talking about. They just don't explain it in a way where other people could understand it until you join their company or something like that, and then they make up a bunch of words for the stuff. I'm keeping things generic using 11th dimension, 10th dimension, so that it correlates back to this objective reality, where people will just be like, oh, this is the Einheimer's principle. Well, this dude came up with something, didn't take the time to correctly categorize it, and then named him after himself, so that the only way you can remember it is to memorize it. So it's not a very helpful way to go about science, but that's how we do stuff, really. Kickflip, thank you for the last renowned fingerboarder kickflip, you guys. Those of you watching, and thank you. Those of you on YouTube as well. Let's see if I missed any YouTube comments. Oh, my bad. I didn't see you, just saw you. What are the new additions to the prototype? I'll keep the YouTube open now, but basically, I just added a little time machine. Oh, thanks for the 4 squirrels kickflip. Added a new the time machine. Able to reconnect. Okay, we're back. We're back on the oob tubes. Looks really good in widescreen. Looks really good in widescreen. You can really see everything about the board. For those of you watching live on YouTube, it's like a freaking fingerboard con this weekend. What the heck? I didn't even know about that. That's pretty dope. Fingerboard con, where is it at? Boston, okay. It's dope. I've been wanting to get out to Boston. I'm gonna do like a little tour thing, something like that.
After ending up alone and getting over it, Reagan made huge changes in his life. You're in luck.
That's really interesting.
He started using his time to help
Hope YouTube doesn't get pissed about the anime audio. That's crazy, Kickflip. You live in Boston or you gotta travel to it?
He continued his usual exorcism jobs with vigor. One involved a super popular online game, Fantasy Hell. There was a rumor that the
And thank you for the, oh, you already said thank you for those
was a difficult
squirrels.
job that many other psychics had declined to take.
Okay, outside Boston.
Well, I've heard of it, but I didn't even bother.
That's dope.
It's not something we specialize in. Our spiritual power can't do anything inside a game.
Damn, just finished touring the country. That's dope.
Meaning it was a target even Mob with all of his powers wouldn't be able to exercise.
You're one of the blessed few.
Multiple accounts and stayed up late night.
Me and my friend are actually working on doing a tour soon. So
He then waited the ghost player out, surrounded him.
usually when we go out, we go to like LA, Colorado, Houston, Dallas, Austin, because they're all right here in Texas. And then New Orleans, Phoenix, it's on the way to LA. Okay, LA is where you spend most of your time. In Arizona. This time I also want to include Atlanta, and I was thinking Nashville before, but now that things are getting all crazy, I've never been to Nashville before. I don't know. I really want to go somewhere for the first time right now. But Dope. Oh, I raised a call already. Yeah, that's it. Japan. That's the one place we went last time that I want to get back to so bad. Japan is my all-time favorite. I mean, yeah. I don't think I'd want to live in Japan, but it's probably my favorite place to visit. I'm gonna be right back, guys.
Mentioned you to the program's producers. It was I, Johto. My disciples told me all about what happened that day. About how you had the nerve to nail me with a jumping knee strike. You're going to pay dearly for that. I'll make damn sure you regret it for the rest of your pathetic life.
But I didn't do what I was going to go do. So do it. figured. Magnetism is weaker than the most simple chemical bonds. And yet we say magnetism is stronger than gravity. I don't think so. Oh, it is chewed away. Dang. It's like, you can't beat me.
Wait a second. I thought I was only supposed to send you a comment today.
I was just trying to give you an opportunity to be in the spotlight. But if you're not up to the task, I'll do it as scripted.
Scripted? I get it. Hold up.
I'm happy to do it.
Sure. It's fine.
I guess where it wins against a liquid is that it's not really an adhesive, it's not drying. What's up, Easton? Oh, look, it's about to get it. It's about to get it. It's about to beat it. It said, I'm the real one, I'm magnetism. You can't defeat me.
Make this look like a big deal. That'll be the cue for the boy to calm down. Let's give the audience the applaud. The host will praise me, and the show will be over.
Slowly but surely. Reasserting dominance. It's interesting. They were only able to get side by side.
Not even once. I thought this kid's an actor. Now that I know that for sure, I'm not pulling any punches. Here we go. Sorcery Cross Special! Air Vanishing Soul! Let's say it's been about 30 minutes now since Reagan started the exorcism. Maybe the secret is to leave. Only water jump. Take a hit, kid. I've already used all my special moves. I'm trying to keep things going by making stuff up. Oh, why don't we have our other psychic step in? Oh. Master Toto, if you wouldn't mind. Wait a second. Was I just an opening act? Is the old man gonna take all the glory? Oh, time out. I've almost got it. Switching me now might be detrimental here, Ma. You gotta move this along.
You've done some great work over the last 30 minutes.
Oh, you scheming old geezer!
All right then, Master Turtle. Let's see you work.
My spotlight!
What am I supposed to exercise here?
Thanks. Everyone on YouTube too.
Oh, come on! Get it through already! Why did you ruin all that setup the program gave you?
That's absolutely correct. I'm impressed you were able to get through when everyone in the studio has been full this entire time. You witnessed it all happen here, ladies and gentlemen. A true psychic has just been revealed. My name's Susan Ofukuda. I was Mongolian spy agent.
back. Apologize for that. What test to conduct? I really like these. As some sort of, I'm sure there's some sort of system that uses magnets as its fuel. I don't know. Propulsion of magnets, using that to drive. Yeah, I've seen lots of things.
So it was basically torture. What exactly were you doing up there for 30 minutes? Some new kind of dance? Well, it certainly appeared that the boy was possessed by a spirit, so I exorcised it. Even if the spirit possession was just an act, real ones can appear in any moment. Was an evil spirit was here? I didn't even notice. When did it appear? About 30 minutes ago. Oh! I had no idea they were so punctual! What was it? What kind of evil spirit? It was, Just stop talking, you idiot! Don't say another word! Give me tell, Dun, 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 dun!
Supernatural detective. I did. I laughed so hard. Destroyed on live TV. That dude was hilarious.
So, this
Last hour's coming around. By the way, I'm live on YouTube as well. For those of you who like YouTube, just search up Kenya. All the links in the bio. Let me see if I missed any other questions on YouTube. Nope. Got a phone call.
Steve's up and brings me a little fame. Catapult me to other categories. That's okay. That was all part of his plan.
I know, right? Did he really think people wouldn't find out that he'd gone to film a spirit meeting?
Damn! That was set up! Those conniving bastards! Using me as a scapegoat to boost the ratings for 30 seconds! Steve is a fossil! I need to work on containing this as much as I can so I don't become an even bigger meme. Busted! So it's like that. You think you little virtual punks who don't know a thing about hard work will get the best of me? With the title and reputation of the scam artist psychic spread across media platforms like wildfire, in 3 days' time, the name Reagan Arataki had become synonymous with ultimate evil. Seriously? But Trump isn't true at all! How dare this tabloid jackass spread these lies about me?
I don't think I ever knew like foil wasn't magnetic. So I guess it's better, or maybe they did it on purpose for some sort of reason. Nickel alloy or something. Anyway.
You can't seriously think that I would.
People like us were prime choices, didn't you? We're not going to do that.
keep sticking out my place.
It's Lincoln Arataka! Oh god. Wait up! What was that so-called exorcism you performed on TV? Don't you think you owe it to the public to explain yourself?
Just give us some answers.
Is this your day off?
I don't want to work on the hoodie suit yet. Really want to work on the Higgs decay. Just don't have an idea that seems like worth putting into action. Where can I get an idea? TikTok just sent me a message to go live now. I am live, TikTok. Ah, interesting.
First, I'd like to thank you all for gathering. Sometimes you just get tired of all this.
What's the matter? Are you watching that? You're the one who said you pulled the press conference.
That's because you guys stopped me everywhere I went. You basically forced me into having this thing.
I have a few questions regarding the fraudulent acts you committed.
Hang on a second. By fraudulent acts, do you mean my business? Is there anyone here who can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that I don't have any spiritual powers? Or maybe any victims who can prove they've been swindled?
There are many people who reported that you've scammed them.
Right, self-proclaimed people.
What do you mean by self-proclaimed, huh?
I mean, none of that has been proved. Unless and until they do, I can still call myself a psychic. If not, we should raise things.
I have a question.
Okay.
You actually have spiritual powers. Why won't you answer the question?
Because you won't be satisfied unless I say no. I can't prove I have spiritual powers since you all lack them yourselves.
Are you seriously going to try and talk your way out of this mess? Judging by what you said on the podcast,
Alright, the good thing about all this is I've realized something. I need a completely different paradigm.
About 4 years ago.
And what were you doing prior to that?
I held a job as a company.
That company had nothing to do with psychics.
Nope. Not at all.
What kind of problems do people come to you with?
Stiff shoulders, spirit photos, and that sort of thing.
Any results on those cases?
They've all been solved.
is there a particular case that you feel really stands out?
Getting rid of some urban legends.
Have you ever had any conflicts with your clients?
None.
Have you ever sold any expensive salt and prayer meals?
I have not.
Some information about when you were a student spreading over the internet.
That doesn't matter.
According to your graduation, you had some plans for the future. I want to be someone. Was fame the reason you got into the psychic business?
Stop. Don't keep making me bleed out. Jordan. Look at him. Is it a lost brother?
Something's wrong. He doesn't seem like himself. He passed away yet. What's wrong?
What's up, Brian? haven't left. I'm contemplating.
What should I try next? Being a PI sounds pretty fun. I've heard they mostly put investigations on cheating spouses.
Excuse me, I saw your sign and thought I'd stop by.
Sure, come on in. So how may I... No, it's just a kid. All right, young man, so what do you want?
I'm an Esper.
Huh?
There are times when I can't control my powers too well, and it gets kind of scary.
I'm in the mood for pranks.
How's the hoverboard coming along? It's coming. It's coming, my guy.
No, I haven't talked about this with anyone. I saw your sign and thought you might have the same kind of abilities. If I tried, I could see spirits too.
Pathological liar, an overactive imagination, maybe? Either way, it seems like this is something that's really bothering me. Well, come on in.
Sure.
I was troubled back when I was a little kid, too. What's right? He's staring at me, and his eyes are brimming with hope. He's serious. This kid's in his own fantasy world. He just say something to get him wrong. Listen, just because you have these psychic powers and abilities doesn't mean you're any less of a human than anyone else. There are people who are fast, people who look smart, and people with strong body. Psychic powers are just like that, another characteristic. You must embrace that characteristic as a part of yourself and continue to live positively. After all, the truth behind what's true is kindness. So just be a good person. Got it?
So may I come by and talk to you again?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I'm pretty busy, you know? Anyway, you should go home for today. Move to the bird! You said
Thanks for that. Appreciate you, bud. I appreciate you.
All right, come and get
Trying to
going.
invent
Same
an
time, okay?
entirely new paradigm.
I'll show you exactly
Maybe
how
if I
to use
add
your
up.
powers. Back then, I couldn't help but admire this little kid. Wanted something for myself, too. Special. This result. I haven't changed at all since that day. Just keep closer. By using love, all I really did was hold him back from enjoying being a kid. I said some really terrible things to him. He wanted to change and be more social. I just tried to cage him in. Bob, are you watching?
Liquid.
Grown up so much. Well,
We're experiencing an extremely powerful earthquake.
where are they holding this thing anyway?
Telekinesis? Whoa, what power?
There's something you don't see every day. Holy crap, this is getting serious.
Brother! Hey, brother! What's with you? How can you spend some time up there? Are you the one behind all this? Please, you have to do something! Are your spiritual powers doing this?
Goodness. Wonder what's going on around here.
Stop this, I beg you! What the hell is that?
You done asking me about the fraud? In that case, I think it's time to end this press conference.
What's gonna happen to us?
You know, you should probably concentrate on finding your next big story.
What the hell just happened?
What am I watching? It's Mob Psycho.
I always have.
Come on. Well, I'm not gonna record it anyway, so it doesn't really matter what I get up to. To make it true, maybe. Get a couple quick concepts out of the way.
I am starving. Let's get some ramen and home.
Oh, by the way, Master, I know I'm late. Happy birthday.
Mom's finally telling Tsubomi how he really feels about her, and he's trying to place in the top 10 of a marathon? Well, looks like he's gonna need my help. Next time on Mob Psycho 102, Episode 8. Even then, continue home. First Plus Limited Edition, absolute best decision.
Be careful now. You'll fall if you keep running.
Are you okay, brother?
See, I tried to warn you. Come on, let me take a look. Oh, not this again. Hey, stop!
Interesting. These versions, obviously. Oh, my bad, didn't see that. Top 3 animes. That's a hard one. I mean, it's probably just gonna be so obvious that it's boring, but probably Dragon Ball Z #1, of course. I'm almost tempted to put Pokemon at #2, and then probably Bleach at #3. But if I don't put Pokemon in there, I'd probably put Soul Eater in there. Soul Eater was really good too. I had a lot of fun with Soul Eater. But Soul Eater was more just like, it was one of the first animes that I saw. But there's been a lot of good animes out there recently. Free Reign, Solo Leveling.
All they know is that the beloved founder is apparently a real expert and a middle schooler. His fate is also gaining popularity, spreading on the internet as a rumor. If Mob ever decides to appear and make his identity known, this order will get even bigger. I want to see that happen because, well,
You have to change the alternate systems and balance it. You're not lying. Yeah, I'm gonna. Big Ab. Solo Leveling was a lot of fun. I just caught up on that because it finally got all done and dubbed, so I could watch it easily.
Maybe a young lady could ask out. This time for real.
Obviously, this is some conceptual foolishness, but
I had an idea about what you should do. Why not use your powers to run faster and then totally shock everyone by winning? Oh, believe it or not, there's this fan club that's been looking for you. It's a religious group. They call themselves Psycho Help.
it's fascinating.
During that press conference the other day, apparently there was a split-second shot of you from behind. They analyzed the footage and found out that your uniform was from Salt Middle School. Followers are positive that the Poltergeist incident was real, and it only deepened their devotion. Knowing them, they're sure to observe the area during the marathon. When they do, you can reveal your powers and then prove you're the leader they've been looking for. Don't you want to make an important moment like that as epic as possible?
I'm sorry, but I think that would be cheating. Physical strength only. I'm jogging, so maybe by next year I'll be able to place in the top 10.
Oh, wow. You really thought about this race that much? Who knew you actually had a goal in mind?
It can't be next year. Then we'll be cramming for our high school entrance exams, which means we won't have time to deal with stuff like this anymore.
When do I think the first hoverboard model will be? Maybe 2 years.
Next year's marathon. I placed in the top 10. I was going to ask out Tsubomi.
Are you serious?
You mean Takane?
Failed during the student council election. But I was hoping to look cool. Placing in next year's marathon.
Shigeo! How are you able to change so much right under my nose without me noticing?
If next year doesn't work, it'll have to be this year. I just have to train as hard as I can and place somewhere in the top 10.
No way! I never imagined I'd hear you say that.
Finished last year. I was 291st.
Why? Why too slow? You finished in the very 10th spot. So how do you expect to reach the top in just 10 days?
Thanks for everyone watching on YouTube. You guys know I'm live on YouTube as well. Hold on.
Limited advice isn't going to suddenly turn him into a speedster. We're not talking about a diet here.
I know. Why don't you buy some fancy running shoes?
I'll just do my best.
Damn straight, Kageyama! That's why you're a shadow leader. These methods of efficiency don't count for squat. What really matters is whether or not you want to do this. For you, it's about having the will to succeed. However, Kageyama, doing your best and giving something your all ain't exactly easy. Do you have what it takes to really put everything on the line here?
Yes, I do.
Take my
Jeez.
shoes. What? But those shoes are brand new. You're just gonna give them to Mom?
Thanks, but why don't you know?
Listen to this thing. He's the coolest. Ah, there they are. So you know what's up with a Kageyama?
Go ahead, Headless. What do you got?
Wrong size.
Why did you have to ruin it?
Why are you so fidgety?
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get in some exercise if I chance I can.
Testing some non-local or applied magnet
Seriously?
distance protection.
You won't be leaving here in the next few days.
Yeah, I would definitely push it off. You're not wrong about that.
More importantly, you should be shopping today.
Interesting.
I haven't been running that much myself lately. I can hear you run! Hey, Mom, you want to stop for some tea?
We've only been going for about 10 minutes, Mister.
Thank you so much, Headless.
It's okay, Mom. I'll take care of it. You don't have to. You should spoil your whole life.
Something going on?
It's just been working out. Knowing that, I don't mind helping you out.
I think I know what I need to do, but I can't think of a way to do it. Each foot needs to be on its own hoverboard.
Sort those files and also take a look at any exercises requested to the survey.
As in, a small board here, small board there.
Please have a seat.
How to do that? Almost like almost exactly like this.
I heard that you also specialize in.
We had like grooves for it. Let me see.
Go to Salt Middle School. What a coincidence! I know someone at Salt Middle School.
Damn it, Reagan! You shut your mouth! So tell us, what's this person like?
I appreciate the help taken. I can get it from you. So the person of interest is probably in your grade, and older, and will likely play some kind of sport.
Oh wow, you're right.
I see. Well, he's on the soccer team, so you want to get him some new cleats. But if you get him a really nice pair, you're afraid of the monetary value maybe. So basically, what I'm saying is that there's no need for you to rush into things by asking about it. You gotta buy it.
Wow, okay, thank you so much. That's actually some really helpful advice.
Just a single scientist.
Sure, no problem. Is this about a relationship with Robin? Considering you two are already together, you'd be fine to ask the nurse. But please,
finish line.
Of course, so
Represent their beloved leader. Come on, Mob. You've got this.
Mitsu will be just fine, but I'm worried about Shigeo.
I really appreciate that, Brian. There, just assigned a few curveballs in front of him. This is basically what you would need, kind of.
Really taught me a lot.
You're running, you lazy bastards! Even Mob's lined up to do this thing, so you'll try better get going too!
Boots. I mean, it's just a super rough concept on the boot applications. Sure, I'm having courses. We're cooking now. We're at the last 30 minutes of the workday. And then I'll be back tomorrow. But, well, actually, I don't know. Tomorrow I might do a nighttime one. Because I gotta get up to it during the day tomorrow. I'm gonna be up late tonight because I have a lot of homework to do. But thank you, Soph. I hope you come up with something interesting. Okay. So forward, you'd have to be at the front. What if? Nah, it's not possible.
Just keep it up. Doing great, Shigeo.
Oh my gosh. What if that's a form of propulsion? The infinite ollie. I'm just pushing it forward though. I don't know if that counts. Sorry, YouTube guys. Knock the camera down for a second. By the way, guys, I am live on YouTube too. That would be fun to do both today. Maybe some Instagram tomorrow. This is a freaking breakthrough. So I need to film this. This is forward. This is if you're cruising, then you're balanced. That's for stopping. That's how you're gonna stay on the board. No matter how fast you accelerate. If you're accelerating super fast, you can be in the stop mode. Because there's no way, to fall over. You'd have to completely tip the whole board, and there's going to be more weight back here, especially due to this foot bar. If you're stopping really fast, oh, hello, issue there. Foot bar's getting in the way now. If you're stopping really fast, you can come in, which also. We can go from here. From here. To here. Very interesting. Well, ladies and gents,
What's up?
wow.
How did you find this place? Didn't they tell you what to see when you came? Come on, wait! Come over here right now. Easy. No need to be so rude. Looks like your parents are here. How unfortunate. That girl hates things.
Hold on. What is that supposed to mean?
Just had a little inspiration on the boots. Of course, it's a crude, scaled down prototype, but just had a little bit of inspiration. That's going to be crucial because one of the main problems with the hoverboard is most of the ways I can think about it, you're going to have extreme acceleration and deceleration. And that's going to be the main issue, which is the main issue with skateboards as well. I do not want you to be able to fly off the board, so this position allows for increased stopping control. Basically putting the board behind you. This one, basically putting the whole board in front of you. Yeah, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I was about to go anyway.
He even took the day off from work today to watch me run. Mom, she's always extra careful when she uses the stove.
Yeah.
When I was younger,
Wow.
she yelled at me for messing around with fireworks.
Wow.
Not to mention, breathes so cute. My
Crazy.
brilliant younger brother, who always keeps a cool head. It's alright. It'll be alright. It's too bad our home's burning down. As long as we're together, we can
Crazy.
start over.
Absolutely wild.
So no one's here? They must have gotten away then.
Absolutely wild.
Signs of a struggle at the front door. It looks like somebody forced their way inside.
This was done on purpose? Wait, if somebody broke in, then that same person could have kidnapped them and taken them away. Oh no, I have to hurry in.
Absolutely wild.
Close your eyes, she yelled. Look away! Look away!
Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, about to wind it down. Thank you guys for coming over to YouTube and watching over there for the TikTok Bros 3.9K, all the gifteds, kickflip and I don't know who else it was. Let's see. Does it say?
They're only dummies. Some esper probably put them here to try and fool you.
Does it say?
You expect me to believe that?
Think about everything that you've seen. It's totally possible. Ah,
And 6 new followers, 3 gifters, whoever you guys were. Excellent day. Winding down. I'm gonna try to do this for sure on Mondays. Maybe also on Wednesdays. Lock in the schedule. Because really there's a bunch more stuff I want to do. This is just the beginning, you guys. This is just the absolute beginning. Ground floor. Bottom. This isn't even ground floor. This is ground corner. Corner of the ground floor. Corner of the foundation. This is the underside of the corner of the foundation. So it's great to have you guys here. But I'm gonna try to do Mondays, Wednesdays. Yeah, those are the only 2 days I know for sure I could swing it. But hopefully, I think that's kind of enough. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, I might do some nighttime ones. Um, maybe. The nighttime ones just completely throw me off, to be honest. But because of that, you stay up till 2 a.m. But I don't know. It's kind of like having a show at night, so it's not that bad. Maybe Friday nights. But yeah, got a few other things going on today. I have a Bible study at 6. If anyone wants to go to Bible study, DM me. I'll send you the link. Monday, 6 p.m. Bible study. Shoot me an email. Shoot me a DM. It's on Zoom, so that's why I say DM me. But other than that, I started my newsletter back up. So if you want to be on my newsletter, head over to kenyo.org. A pop-up will come up for the newsletter. Just put your email in there, and then I'll get you on the newsletter ASAP. What else? What else is good? It's a great day. God bless y'all. What else? What else? What else? Trying to think if I can think of anything else. I was talking earlier about Times Library, timeslibrary.org. We can get the new story I'm working on. It's not really out yet, but we'll put out like a trailer and some other stuff for Sidewalk Slam, which is going to be like an anime that features around this kid in 1997 who's quantum entangled with a lab in the future that his friend, who's his current friend, is later going to invent. And so it causes him to have to go basically through wormholes every time he steps on the sidewalk to alternate realities. It's very funny, you know, we talk about alternate realities. I think the issue is a lot of times we turn everything into alternate realities. We turn time into alternate realities. We're like, oh, if I could travel to the past and change it, it's like, okay, we're talking about a bunch of crap that doesn't even really make sense. You just have to realize that I think that's one thing that happens if you miss out on the idea that there's lots of different dimensions. So it's like the fourth dimension isn't our highest dimension. So it's not like everything that happens is just time, or time is somehow holding on to the infinity of everything or something. I don't know. It's just crazy to think about. Like, I think it's crazy to be that detached from reality, to think that like there's a past going on right now that you could access by yourself. That is problematic, to say the least. Thank you, we welcome. Thank y'all. That's it for me. Jumping off. We rocked together for like 4 hours today, you guys, and it was an absolute blastoise. And look at this stank little guy who was invented. I need to get some good records of him. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for those final little likes. We welcome. We welcome. Hope I'm saying your name right, but all right, y'all. Catch you later. YouTube's still up. Oh, all right, my YouTube buddies.
Others think Magab here.
Got a couple with views on them. I was doing better than that today. It's alright though. Alright, y'all. See you later, YouTube. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging around.